Good evening, everyone. I thought I'd try live this evening. I know I haven't been live for a long time. To anybody out there this evening, you'll have to chat with me. Let me know that you're there. I see two people there watching. If you are going to chat, I just want to come on here and thank everybody for sticking with me. You can see I changed the channel name again, and I've done that several times in my YouTube career. So I've changed it again. I think it's more appropriate. The survival stuff has just run out, and it's just not getting any views on survival anymore. So I changed it to Appalachia Old Timey Skills. Somebody talk back to me out there if you can see me. Chrissy, hello. Can you see me, Chrissy? That's the main thing. Glenn, hello, Glenn. Who else I got out there this evening? All right, then. They haven't cut it off yet, then. Maybe after I change the name, they won't cut my live off. You just don't ever know. But anyway, like I say, you can see I changed the name of the channel, and we will be doing all kind of Appalachian skills because I was born in Appalachia. I don't know how many of you folks were born in Appalachia, but I was. So, over the 72 years I've been around, I have a lot of those skills. And hello, Matthew. Good to see you, brother. So we will be doing all kind of different things. Tomorrow, I'm getting ready. It just started to rain, but I'm getting ready to lay a stone wall for a flower bed, a raised flower bed, and it's in front of the house, and the driveway is right beside of it, and I'm really close to the road, and it's really aggravating all the time. The bank is really steep right there, and it keeps sliding down toward my little deck that I've got built onto my house. So I'm going to do a video about how to lay that stone wall. I don't know if you folks has ever laid a stone wall, but it's really not complicated. The complicated part is gathering the stones and setting those things in place, digging them in, setting them in place. So I'm going to be doing a little bit of video about that. And if you have anything that you would like to see, comment on my videos that I put up, and tell me what you'd like to see about the old Appalachian ways. Because that, like I said, survival skills, stuff like that's just not selling anymore. I've been doing that now for, ever since YouTube was YouTube. But I noticed that some of the people I watch, like the Matt's channel there, his wife's channel, Mr. Presley there, they've been doing their raised bed gardening and all that stuff, and it really looks good. Well, up here, we just had a frost Wednesday morning, a big old frost right after I put some tomato plants out. It didn't hurt them, but still yet we had that last big frost. So I think that will make some, interesting videos. You can see behind me here is the shelf that I just built on video, okay? And I was going to use it for doing the, putting herbal remedies on, and that's what I've got on it right there. So you'll see ads on this thing, you all, because that's just the way it goes. So what's everybody been doing besides trying to get your garden planted? Matthew, I wish I was closer, buddy, because I'd come down there and help you raise that daggone building. Brother, you need help. How about you, Gerald? What you been into, buddy? Anything fun? Nothing. Okay, buddy. Well, I'm not the kind of person who can sit around and do nothing. If I sit around and do nothing, I just get completely bored. So I have to be doing something. It's either working in the blacksmith shop, working in the woodworking shop, making things for, for the house or for family members or whoever. And trying to get Libby's flower gardens going. And she will be doing, her and Rachel will be doing a bread making video for me. I hope they will be. I'm trying to get them to do that. They learned how to make sourdough bread, and that sourdough bread is really, really good stuff. So hopefully I can get one of them. Rachel will probably do it. That's my young and Rachel. If she can keep them two grandkids squared away at the same time, you know how that stuff goes. But I see 12 people on there. Who else is in there tonight? Don't be a silent watcher. Tell me what's going on, because this is the first time I've been live since they cut me off, you all. Are you gonna put a metal roof on that, Matthew? I was watching you straining to put them beams up on that thing, even though you had them on the tractor. I can remember I built a 40-foot building for a man here who had a sawmill that burned down here years ago, and I think we ended up it was 40 feet long, I believe, or maybe it might have been 100 feet long. It's been so long, I can't remember now. It was a big old sawmill shed. It was 20 foot high. Him and his boys set the post, and I put the rest of it up. And I'll tell you one thing, it wasn't nowhere near funny. Ha ha. I got you. Well, that'll make a good roof on there. The ice and the snow will slide off of it really easy. I was noticing there, Matthew, does that where that shed's coming off, is that going to be on the back side of the hill there or on the other side of the hill? I can tell. I was wondering how you're going to make the water that was going to run off of that building, which way you going to get that to go. Hey, Tom. Buddy, I need to come up there and see you anyway. Hey, James, what's going on this evening, brother? Matthew, I was going to say this. I used to live up on the mountain here. I live down in the valley now, but I used to live right up on top of the highest mountain on the West Virginia border. Lived in an old house that a stonemason built there years ago in the 1940s. And he had a cistern because he didn't have running water in the house. he had a cistern built behind the house that he dug into the earth. The thing was like 12 feet deep. And I measured that thing out, and it held 5,500 gallons of water. And if I was young enough now, I'd dig me a cistern where I could get the water off of the roof, and I'd let that water go into that cistern. And I would use that water because my water is really, really bad. Okay, Matthew. Good deal. You have to deal with which way that water is going to run. Yeah, I know you are, Dr. Jackal. What kind of panels you putting on that house anyway, Tom? That cabin? Just you're not going to have solar lights in that thing, are you? Really? Okay, 200 watt. Okay. I really didn't see enough sunlight coming in there around that photo you sent me to get that to work. I got you. That'll work that way. Matthew, you gonna put sides on that building? Have them make some Amish friendship bread. Did you know that when my wife started making the bread, that she couldn't get her starter, I guess, saved or something. So we got a Amish store out there, and about 14 miles from where we live. And we was out there shopping one day, and she asked one of the ladies if they had any sourdough starter. And the woman come back out there and said, yes, we do have some here at the store, and it's 100 years old. Now, I don't know how you keep sourdough starter 100 years, but anyway, she gave us some of that starter, and she's still using that starter. It really works good. Matthew, are you going to put 10 walls up on it, or are you going to just frame it up and put T111 or something on it? Okay. You just sort of frame it up like a metal building. Not solid framing, but just with strips around it. I've seen a lot of them done that way. Now, our problem here where I live, I don't know about where you live, where your house is, but we're right in the center of a valley that's aiming west. Now, on the east end side of us, we got a big mountain that stops the wind most of the time from the east. But coming from the west, if you don't tie it down in your yard here where I live, it will be over in the Atlantic Ocean. That's how bad the wind is right here where I live. Now, I had the Amish build my wife we call it her she shed because it's her shed. It's actually a building that's got a gambrel top on it. Looks really nice. I had the Amish build that. You can have them custom built and delivered right to your They will deliver it right to your house and set it up for you. And I had that done, and I'm glad I turned it. The end of it, it's got the actual end in it, because she wanted it open or with a screen around it, which it is. Some of you've probably seen that before, but the way the wind blows, if I'd have turned it the other direction, it'd tear that thing all to pieces. That's how bad the wind blows here, right straight up the valley. There's just nothing to stop it. And you folks know how the wind goes. But here we have a company that builds. It's an Amish company, and they build. You can get any custom size building that you want built. They'll come and build it on your property if it's too big to move, or they will build it and bring it to you, which I had her building done. And believe it or not, that was several years ago, and I think we only paid. It's right around $4,000 to have it delivered. That was an 8 by 12 gambrel top building made out of the best lumber, treated lumber, and the best siding. But our neighbor over here got them a little greenhouse, Matthew, just about like that little greenhouse you got on your land there. I looked over there where they set it up, and I told Libby, I said, that won't be there come tomorrow morning. About a week later, it blowed that thing all over creation. So they ended up buying them a building to put their stuff in. They were going to put their lawnmowers or something in that open-faced shed, and Lord, it just blowed it all over the place. How many of you folks out there's got something to grow your plants in that the wind don't blow away? I've been thinking about building one, but if I do, it'll have to be on the other end of the house where the wind can't hit it really good. All of my land is either swampy or it's right on the side of the hill. You can tell that in my videos. My bottom land, where I used to have my big gardens, I used to have 3 different gardens down there years ago when I first moved here, before the whitetail took over. But 90% of it's just a swamp. You can stick a rod down in it any time of the year, and water will come up out of it. Scottsville, Virginia. Matthew, how you doing, brother? I heard you talking there a while ago on that video there, Matthew, about that bear. That was a funny story. I'll have to tell my funny story sometime. The first one I ever shot at, I missed it with a 12 gauge shotgun, a pumpkin ball. Well, I was just a youngster, and that bear come running straight at me, just like a big gobblard coming. I can remember to this day, I couldn't get the other slug in that 12 gauge single shot shotgun. I took off running down the mountain like a crazy kid. I ran down the mountain trying to get away from that bear. But when the bear got to where I was, he turned and went through a hole in the fence. I didn't even know there's a hole in that fence. That bear went through that hole in the fence. I shot at that old bear, and bear season was in too. I remember my dad was hunting with me that year. But that thing terrified me coming. It looked like a big gob of black lard coming. I got hung up in the greenbrier bushes and everything else. Hello, Lisa. So anyway, you all, I guess I won't keep you all no rest of this evening. I just wanted to come on here and see if I could actually go live and they not cut it off, and just explain to you why I changed the name of the channel. I hope people continue to watch, but like I say, survival skills ain't selling no more on YouTube. I'll bet it did, Brother Matthew. It did mine. The ones I killed, I shot them point blank range, coming straight at me in the pouring down rain. The bears didn't hear me, didn't smell me or anything. Them bears just kept coming. When they got about 12 foot from me, I shot them. There wasn't no backing up. I had to put the lead to them. Of course, bear season was in anyway. I like bear meat. How many of you folks out there ever ate bear meat? I know Tom has. Bear meat's good meat. I think what really messes it up is when people kill them and drag them around and show them to their neighbors all day long. They start stinking really bad. Some old bears stink anyway, but you kill an animal like that, go ahead and skin it out and dress it up and get it in the cooler before it goes nasty on you. Where'd you see it at? In the National Forest, James? You big old boy, you should have been able to pick that bear up. Now I do know James personally and Tom, because Tom is my brother-in-law. James, I know you could have picked a bear up. Uh-oh, there's my buddy Bradshaw Firewood. You see that shelf there, don't you, Mr. Bradshaw? That's the gentleman that gifted me the wood. You're trying to navigate YouTube. I hear you. You're going to have to start doing some videos. Yeah, I know exactly where it is. Well, good luck, Glenn. I hope you find you a good place. Well, Larry, that stuff's really, really good. It's really, really good. Well, I got a couple more pieces of it left there in Mr. Bradshaw, and I'm going to. Libby wants a shelf. I made Rachel one, and I hand forged the hooks for it. And I put a picture of it on my community page. If you can click on my community page, you'll see a picture of the one that I did for her. But I'm going to make Libby one. She wants one on the end of the room I got on the end of the house, and I will be hand forging the hooks for that too. I like to make leaf hooks. I think they look really unique. So I'll hand forge them. And that's the one thing I was going to tell Matthew there, Presley. I was trying to get him into blacksmith, and I know he'd like to be one. So when you're a blacksmith or you play one on YouTube, you're supposed to try to get somebody else to be a blacksmith so that people will continue the art, the craft of blacksmithing, the art of blacksmithing, or anybody else out there. But I thought about Matthew there. I thought he'd probably like to do that. And Lord, if I can do it, anybody can do it. Now, you'll get her down. You'll figure out how to do it. So if it's all right with you all, I'll try to do just one of these talking videos or one of these talking lives, and maybe YouTube won't cut it. Maybe once every 2 or 3 weeks, we can get together and have a talk or chat about something if you want to. If that's all right with everybody. Because I really enjoy talking to you folks. And you can ask me questions, you all. I'll answer your questions if I know what the answer is. If I don't know the answer, I'll tell you I don't know the answer. James, one of these days you're going to have to come over here and hammer something out. I told you that you could, brother. Of course, you bump your head on the ceiling. Guys, James is he's a big man, I'm telling you. But he's one of the nicest fellas you ever meet. I forgot how it's like 6'6" or something. James is way up there. He's a big old lad. So if I'm videoing him, I'm gonna have to stand on a brick to get the video in his face. I can tell you that right now. Anybody got any questions for me before I let you go this evening? You 6'4". I just added a couple inches to you, brother. I never had to tape measure that day I met you. All right, then, you all. Matthew Cardies, James and Lisa in the Patriot Homestead. I didn't see you pop up there. I'm about half blind now. Darlene, how's the tobacco growing this year? Well, I don't know whether mine's going to grow or not. All right, everybody. I'm going to let you go. I really appreciate it. Everybody joining in tonight. If you like what I do on YouTube, just hang on. I'm going to be doing some really, really interesting, old-fashioned Appalachian things on my new channel. So you all have a good evening. I'm going to let you go. May the good Lord bless you until next time. So long, folks. Talk to you later.